All right, Professor and author Charlie Bamforth joined us on the session this week. Thanks for joining us, Charlie.
Pleasure. Enjoyed it.
Want to know what inspired you to write this latest book of yours, Beer is Proof God Loves Us?
I wanted to write about about beer in the context of life, really, and beer as a worthy component of society, some product that can, on the one hand, get abused, on the other hand, it can be people don't tolerate it, and I wanted to take the middle ground and show how beer is really a force for good, and I wanted to put a personal spin on it and tell something about where I am when it comes to beer and why I'm there.
You're the professor, correct me if I'm wrong, of brewing sciences at UC Davis?
I am, yeah.
All right. What's the biggest class you've ever taught?
Biggest class I teach at the moment is 1,000 students each year. I teach it 3 quarters in the year. Currently it's 368 students. Introduction to beer and brewing. And we talk about the history of beer, we talk about the science and technology, beer quality, styles of beer, and lots of guest speakers talking about the wonderful world of brewing.
Will you be writing more books in the future?
I expect so. There's a series that I'm doing for the American Society of Brewing Chemists on beer quality, like troubleshooting manuals, the sort of thing you might have with your car. If things go wrong, how do you sensibly interpret what's going wrong? And,
you call AAA.
Yeah. Well, you can call UC Davis.
Yeah.
But so the whole series, the first one will be on foam, and then others on flavor stability and so on.
All right, last question. You're shipwrecked on a desert island. I don't know why it has to be a desert island. I'd call it a regular island, and you only get one beer to have on tap. What is it?
If I must answer that question, I would say Timothy Taylor's from Keighley.
Cool. Thank you, Charlie. All right. It's Doc, fresh off the show with Charlie Bamforth. Doc, I want to know if any of your homebrew has benefited directly as a result of any of Charlie's writings or professings.
I would say probably all of my homebrew, because I always look at it as the science part of it. And most of his teaching isn't about how to brew. It's what happens when we brew. And when I'm looking at a fault or why didn't this turn out, it's always, to me, it comes down to the science part of it. It breaks it down into the molecules or the enzymes or what's working there, and that really is what gets it for me. And his writings have brought that forth to me. That's my thing. It keeps me going home brewing is the science part of it.
That's awesome. So would it be safe to say that Charlie is your favorite beer author?
Yeah. Well, I don't have a favorite one because I fluctuate in between there, but he's up there definitely. And it just being an honor having him here. It was quite special.
It was cool.
Yeah.
And real quickly, do you happen to own any apparel besides this UCLA shirt and that horrible Justin Bieber shirt? Because I think that's the only 2 shirts I've seen you in.
No. I think that's all I have. That's all I'll wear here.
Perfect.
I'll spill beer on these.
All right, Justin, fresh off your whirlwind trip to our guest this week, Charlie Bamforth's native England.
Yeah.
What was your favorite moment of the trip? I know we talked about it a lot on the show, but humor me.
My favorite moment. Probably the moment I realized that English Bitter is a awesome, fresh, hoppy beer. That was my favorite moment.
Can I only book guests with English accents from now on?
It works well, right?
It really does.
It makes us all want to shut up for a second and listen, finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it because it's such a fucked out premise, but they really just sound so much smarter than we do.
Yeah,
the dumbest Brit is smarter. It sounds smarter than the smartest American.
It's true. We're stupid.
Yeah. All right. The brand new brewery owner, Jamil Zainashev.
Yes.
How long you been thinking about opening a brewery?
Just a few months.
It was a brand new idea.
Well, people ask you year in and year out. They say, "Oh, when are you opening a brewery? Shouldn't you open a brewery?" And I always say no. It screws up a great hobby. You end up doing a whole bunch more work and expense and things like that. And so I've never wanted to do it. I've wanted to do it, but it just didn't make sense for me logistically. But
you were worried about it turning your play into work?
Right. And becoming more work and, a huge, expense and burden on the family. And now with the deal I have with JJ at EJ Fair, he's made it possible for me to kind of follow this dream. So
if you could put your finger on the tipping point, what would you say it was?
the deal with EJ Fair, that realizing they had the extra capacity, and then talking with JJ and him saying, yeah, you could use our extra capacity. So it's been great.
So when should I keep my eyes open for the first official batch of beer?
We're looking at probably February, March of 2011 is when we think we'll have our first beer brewed. Maybe a little later than that, but we should definitely have it to pour at Pro Night in San Diego in 2011.
Awesome. Well, I know I speak for everybody when I say I'm stoked. Congratulations. Chris Kennedy, I have only one question for you. What's it like to work with such an asshole?
Yeah, we haven't actually really worked together yet. Just drinking. Every time we have beer, though, he never has any beer. We were over at his house on Friday. I'm like, all right, let me try some of your beer. I don't have any.
What a prude.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
It's gonna be tricky, but with Jamel and Chad in the same brewery, it's any gaps in my knowledge, which is massive gaps,
are gonna be compounded.
Will be I'll have the blame to spread around. If the first beer turns out to suck, yeah. Chad will be at fault somehow. I'll blame Chad's ass for it somehow.
Perfect.
So
all right, Tacey, the question everybody wants answered: Are you going to be a part of this new venture by Jamil?
Jamil's brewery. Uh-huh. No, not formally. I have no official capacity, or him and I have probably talked about doing some things together in the past, but none of that ever came to fruition. So this is his thing, and it's going to work out great. He'll be an entity that can take, make beers and get them into distribution. He, has made some gestures that if in the event that I ever wanted to put a beer out there on our own label, he could be, the brewery that might contract brew that beer for me.
Well, I guess the next question would then be when you going pro.
Well, I have no immediate plans to do that.
No.
I'm just having too much fun being an amateur brewer. I got to do this beer up at Russian River again, the Janice Brown Ale.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Tell me about that latest batch.
Well, we did another 18-barrel batch, and thanks to Vinny, he's going to let me send 7 barrels of it wherever I want to send it. So
6 to my house, and where's the other one going?
I'm getting 2 actually myself. And then next year, his plan is to do 100 barrels of it and distribute it all over the state.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that.